Welcome to this video of the latest release of the XLI interface, or XLI for short, for Micro Focus PPM. The XLI has long been used by many of Micro Focus's top PPM customers worldwide. Until now, though, each of the XLI modules has operated independently and provided productivity and data quality gains in its respective area only. Today, we're announcing a unique release providing cross-module integration capabilities not available otherwise, and providing valuable new efficiencies. Previous videos available on YouTube and our website demonstrate other XLI modules such as resource management and financial management. By now, the XLI supports all key transactions performed by users, including updates to costs, resources, requests, work plans, and others. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these new features in action. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the XLI. So to the end user, the XLI is just simply an Excel spreadsheet. I just double click on it and I'm automatically brought to this logon screen. So I already have my PPM credentials entered. Go ahead and log on. And if PPM has single sign-on enabled, this logon screen is completely bypassed. So once I'm authenticated, the XLI exposes the different tabs or sheets I can work with. So for example, I have a tab or a module for financial summary, staffing profile, requests, work plans, etc. I'm going to go over and jump over to the staffing profile. So most of the XLI tabs, they work in a very similar fashion. So there's usually some slicers above that are mandatory. So once you actually fill out the mandatory slicers, then the fields below, the buttons below get enabled. So in this case, I filled out the mandatory slices to search for staffing profiles, and my search icon has been enabled, so I can actually launch a search form. Optionally, I can also search by any part of the staffing profile name in the text area here. So go ahead and actually launch the search form for staffing profiles. So as you may know, the standard resource management process in PPM involves requesting resources from a resource pool. Then once the resource manager commits resources to your staffing profile, then those resources can actually be assigned to work plan tasks by project managers. So this new capability in this version of XLI allows shortening this process by roughly half by allowing the project managers to designate the work plan tasks which request a resource be assigned to once they get committed or soft booked to the project. I'll go ahead and show you this in action. So before I go any further, let's pretend that I'm the actual project manager and I've already created the demand. So let's also assume that I've developed the work plan so I can actually request resources using this new feature I just described. So as a project manager, let's just say I'm the project manager for these two different projects, 2019 projects. So this search staffing profiles screen allows me to actually pick the staffing profiles and, more importantly, pick the actual staffing profile positions within those staffing profiles I can manage to download into the XLI. So I selected my two projects. Let me bring over a few of the positions for these two projects. So we call this position level filtering. So I'm going to actually download, let's download a couple more lines into the XLI. So you'll notice on the bottom, there's actually a status bar telling you the different positions that are being downloaded, the status. I think we downloaded about 11. So in our example, let's take a look at this architect position for the 2019 SAP upgrade project, requesting two specific resources from the global pool, Alton Gibbs and Arnie Getz. Let me go ahead and just quickly demonstrate how quickly we can actually make updates in the XLI. So I'm going to go ahead and select the forecasted demand and make a quick update. So as a project manager, this will be part of my day-to-day activity. So let me go ahead and show you this new feature where I can specify the task where the resource can get assigned to once they get allocated to this particular position. So I can actually just type any part of the task name and hit tab just like you would in PPM with the autocomplete list. So I found this create project charter task. Let me add one more task. Search and add this task as well. So now I've added two tasks for auto assignment. So these are the things I would do as a project manager. So let me go ahead and take off my project manager hat and now put on my resource manager hat. I'll now go ahead and assign resources, which I can also do in the XLI. So I'll click on the assign resources button. And what the XLI is going to do is actually ask, do I want to auto assign the specific resources requested for these positions, for all possible positions, in this case just one. So do I want to auto assign Alton Gibbs and Arnie Getz? I'm going to go ahead and click yes. and you can see the XLI doing its magic. It's added Alton Gibbs and Arnie Getz as assigned resources and it's committed them, and also at the same time populated their assignments based on available capacity. So it turns out Alton Gibbs is completely available, so you can see right across the board 1 FTE all the way from January through November, and the rest goes to Arnie Getz. Now I'm going to go ahead and save all my changes back into PPM by clicking on the little disk icon. Let me switch to the work plan in PPM. So we had our 2 tasks, create project charter and get approval and funding from sponsors. There's 2 tasks. There were no resources assigned prior. Click on refresh. And you can now see that our 2 resources specified on the staffing profile, Arnie Getz and Alton Gibbs, were auto-assigned to these 2 particular tasks. Let's jump back to the staffing profile. Essentially, this capability reduces the effort of project managers, reduces the risk of errors, and streamlines the organizational process by allowing assigned resources to start working and booking time to their assigned work plan tasks as soon as they get allocated to the project. Let's go ahead and talk about our next new feature around resource pools. So resource pool memberships tend to be a very dynamic thing. The problem here is that the synchronization between resource pool membership and staffing profile assignments doesn't happen automatically. So for example, if a resource is removed from a pool, his future staffing profile assignments remain intact, which is something you usually don't desire. So let's go ahead and see how the XLI handles those situations with this new capability. So in this particular tab, there's no slicers, but the search button has been enabled automatically, so I can launch the search form and look for my resources, or I can actually enter any part of the resource last name here. But I'll click on the magnifying glass to launch the search form. I'm going to go ahead and look for members of the global pool, since I believe that was the pool we were working with in our staffing profile position just recently. So I'll select the global pool for searching. Let me go ahead and download a few resources. Let's see, most of the A's, for example. Hit go. In the lower left corner, you can see I'm downloading 18 resources into the XLI for me to manage and work with. So we were previously working with Alton Gibbs. So this is his column. He's in the global pool. He's been there since January 1st, 2018. So let me go ahead and change into a different pool. Click on Save to save changes back into PPM. Now jump back to the staffing profile. So now switch back to the staffing profile tab. The XLI is actually telling me the data has been updated. It specifically says that 1 or more of the staffing profiles have been updated since I've retrieved them into the XLI, or they no longer exist in PPM. So it's asking me to hit the refresh button to pull the latest data. So I'll do just that. Before that, let's just take a quick look at the state of Alton Gibbs prior to me refreshing. So we can see across the board he was committed full-time January through November for 1 FTE. And I'll click on refresh now, and let's take a look at the changes. So Alton Gibbs, still 1 FTE all the way through September. And since we removed him from the global pool in October, right, this month, the calculated availability from that global pool assignment is 0.86, but future assignments have been changed. You'll notice that in November 2019, he's actually no longer available. That 1 FTE is now blank. Essentially, this new capability reduces the need for offline communication between resource management stakeholders and ensures that staffing profile assignment records remain accurate. I just quickly demonstrated this for one resource, but it works the same way for any number of resources all at once. Let me go back to the slide deck, and we'll talk about the two other capabilities included in this release. So they are the cross-module search. So let me explain what that is. So once you search for specific projects on a specific tab, so for example, I've been working with staffing profiles, I can optionally have the same information for the same projects fetched into all other tabs. So I can have the financial summary information for those same projects downloaded at the same time I did that staffing profile search. So the last bullet point is around financial management to resource management synchronization. So let me tell you what that is about. The XLI allows for auto creation of staffing profile positions based on available budget. For example, if I'm a project manager and I receive $100,000 to spend on development, the XLI can automatically create a developer staffing profile position with FTE amounts corresponding to the budget. Hopefully through this short video, you saw how the XLI can now offer unique value through cross-module integration capabilities. Let me go ahead and sum up all its features. So for the end user, there's actually no installation of the XLI. They simply download an Excel spreadsheet and they can begin using. The XLI allows you to retrieve, create, and update individual or multiple PPM objects as once. So the XLI allows you to use Excel's native UI capabilities, such as drag and drop, cut and paste, and functions, all the features that people love about Excel. You can also create Excel-based reports that are accessible to the XLI environment. And because it is Excel, it also allows you to integrate PPM with external data sources as long as those data sources are compatible with Excel, which most systems are. The XLI is also highly extensible. It allows you to apply custom business rules. So a couple of examples we've seen are time normalization, custom rate cards, etc. And lastly, the XLI allows you to retain PPM data integrity and its security model. XLI implementations are quite easy, and they don't require any changes to your existing PPM setup. For more information about the XLI or to schedule a full demo, please contact us at info@ppmetrics.com or visit us at our website www.ppmetrics.com. Thank you.